After our visit to the durian farm, we drove into the city of Melaka, where we'd be spending the next couple of days exploring, eating, and discovering some of the local favourites. Melaka is one of Malaysia's most fascinating and beautiful cities. It's a place where history, culture, nightlife, and incredible food all come together. There's so much to see, and even more to taste. We'd better get going. On the way into town, we stopped for breakfast at Ali Bites, a small local cafe in a village just outside Melaka. This is exactly the kind of place we love finding when we travel. Simple, unpretentious, and filled with locals. That's always a good sign that you're in the right place. A classic Malaysian breakfast is soft-boiled eggs with kaya toast. I was in the mood for that. The toast was crisp on the outside, oozing with butter and freshly made kaya. That's a sweet coconut and egg jam that is such a Malaysian favourite. Dip that crunchy toast into those perfectly runny eggs, and it's a simple combination that works beautifully. Celia chose another Malaysian breakfast favourite, but from a completely different side of the country's food culture, Nyonya Laksa. It came with fish cake, tofu puffs and egg, all soaking up that rich, spicy, coconut-based broth. It was exactly the kind of breakfast you hope to find when exploring Malaysia. How satisfying is that? Places like Ali Bites remind us that some of the best food experiences aren't always in famous restaurants. They can also be in small neighbourhood cafes, surrounded by locals, where the food is simple, authentic, and made with care. A wonderful way to start our time in Melaka.
Thank you, bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.
Jonker Walk is a lot of fun. Many fascinating shops and eating places that feel more authentic than touristy. There's plenty of character here. Old shop houses, traditional stores, and family-run businesses give Jonker Walk a charm that makes it much more than just a tourist attraction. One place we always like to visit is Christina Ee, famous for its traditional Nyonya pineapple tarts. They're made fresh every day with a beautifully light and buttery pastry and a pineapple filling that has just the right balance of sweetness and tang. We were lucky enough to get a taste first, although to be honest, we already knew we were going to buy some. They're the perfect souvenir, if you can resist eating them before you get home. But there's another reason to stop by. Their Cendol is a fantastic treat after walking around busy Jonker Walk. You get silky coconut milk, rich guala Melaka syrup, soft green jelly noodles, red beans, and plenty of shaved ice. It's refreshing, not overly sweet, and full of classic Malaysian flavours. With two Melaka favourites, Christina Ee is definitely worth a visit. Before heading back to our hotel, we also wanted to find somewhere that had been recommended to us for another traditional Nyonya treat, Joo Huat sticky rice. Finding it was actually part of the adventure. We were expecting a small shop or restaurant, and we walked straight past it. It turns out it isn't a restaurant at all. It's actually the family home. I guess the hanging packets of sticky rice should have been the giveaway. I kind of felt we were intruding a bit, but I suppose they're used to visitors coming by for this famous family recipe.
I think Nyonya is nice, because Nyonya is here.
Since making ourselves comfortable on their living room sofa didn't feel quite the thing to do, We took our packets back to the hotel to eat there, and it was every bit as good as we'd hoped. This is glutinous rice steamed with pea flours, along with pork, mushrooms, and I'm not sure what else. But I do know it's delicious. One of those classic Malaysian meals that is good for breakfast, lunch or dinner. For dinner, we headed to Atlantic Nyonya, one of Malacca's long-standing favourites for traditional Nyonya cuisine. Nyonya food is one of Malaysia's great culinary treasures, combining Chinese ingredients and cooking techniques with the aromatic herbs, spices and flavours of Malay cuisine. Visiting a good Nyonya restaurant is always a treat. We started with pie tea, delicate little pastry shells filled with a crunchy, savoury mix of vegetables. They're light, packed with texture, and the perfect way to begin the meal. Unusually, these were topped with a juicy, tasty prawn. What a good idea! For our main course, we ordered the spicy chili salted fish, a whole fried fish, which I believe was grouper, topped with their signature spicy chili salt paste, with belacan, that's water spinach, and pandan rice. The fish was beautifully crisp on the outside, tender and flaky inside, and the chili sauce, well, it was a wonderful combination of spice, saltiness and aroma. And of course, we couldn't leave without ordering Cendol for dessert. It was the perfect ending and exactly what we needed after a delicious Nyonya feast. We wanted a comfortable restaurant serving classic Nyonya flavours in the heart of Melaka, and Atlantic Nyonya was just the ticket. We always look forward to making the short trip down from Kuala Lumpur to Melaka, and after just one day, we already had plenty of memorable food experiences. But there is still much more to discover. The next day, Melaka gave us a very unexpected surprise, one that turned out to be one of the highlights of our visit. So join us next time as we continue exploring this UNESCO World Heritage City and, of course, eating more unforgettable Malaysian food.